Hey, what's up, everybody? Trevor here with the one and only Pastor Daniel.
And Trevor Stone.
Oh my goodness, we're gonna have fun. Unfortunately, though, it is our final Fresh Faith, 5 minutes of faith, little episodes we're doing here. Hopefully, you guys have enjoyed it. PD, have you had fun?
It's been fun, man.
It's been a blast.
The last 4 weeks. It's been fun.
We changed our scenery from the first couple episodes out here on the stage now. Feels good. Feels right.
I like it.
But hopefully you've enjoyed the Fresh Faith series. Obviously, last Sunday was amazing. We got to take a few minutes to stop and talk about that. I'm going to hit the timer, though, because I forgot to hit the
5
timer.
minutes.
But I'm going to hit the timer. We got 5 minutes.
Accountable.
11-year anniversary, launch of Better Life Grayson. Come on.
My goodness.
How much fun
Let's
was
just
it?
talk about that for a moment. I mean, 11 years ago, we started at the conference center here in Moorhead, and it's been just an unbelievable ride. But let me tell you what was really exciting. That we launched Grayson campus, Better Life Church Grayson, and you know what I heard? The final result, we had 300 people show up on our very first Sunday at Grayson. That's crazy, y'all. That is insane. We had 91 kids show up at our Grayson campus, and I said it took us almost 4 years before we had 91 kids here at our Moorhead campus. So, man, that is insane. Way to go, Grayson, and give it up for you guys. That is awesome. It was fun. It was good.
I don't know why I paused. I just paused and stared at you for a second. Anyways, you had a great message this Sunday out of the book of Joshua. Super encouraging, inspiring passage just in general. And I know it impacted me personally a lot, and so I'm sure it did for everyone else watching online. But you had some amazing points in your sermon, 3 points. They were get ready. I got my notes here. Stay in the Word and step out. So let's walk through those a little bit, talking about get ready. What does it look like to get ready?
Well, in that context of that passage, God told Joshua, get everybody ready. You're about to cross the Jordan, go into the promised land, even though they still had battles. And a lot of times people just don't get ready for what God has for them.
Yeah.
And so God has all these crazy blessings He wants for life. We believe that. God has a purpose and plan for life. But most of us don't get ready. So what is your plan today? Like, what's your spiritual plan today? What's your family plan? What's your financial plan? Because the rest of your life is going to be in the future.
Yeah.
You're going to live in the future. So, but what you do today will prepare you for tomorrow. So the first thing we talked about, man, you just got to get ready. You got to get a plan together, get a plan for your life, do the very best you can to plan today. Even though we can't control tomorrow, we have no idea what tomorrow holds. Tomorrow may be the best day of your life, and tomorrow may be the worst day. So what do? You got to get ready today.
Yeah. I know that's one of my favorite quotes from the sermon was you said one of the biggest attacks of the enemy is to regret your past or fear tomorrow and miss living today.
And that's true because most people just exist.
Yeah.
I mean, really, if you sit here and watch this right now online, are you living today or are you just existing? It's kind of like that Groundhog movie. You get up every day, you eat breakfast, take the kids to school, and then you go to work, then you come home, you eat dinner, and you put the kids to bed, and you watch a little bit of news, and you go to bed, and you get up and do it over and over and over. Are you just existing or are you living? So the enemy doesn't want you to live today.
Yeah.
So regret your past. Look what you did back in middle school. Everybody forget middle school stuff. What you did in college, what you did in your life. And then worry about tomorrow. Am I going to have enough to put food on the table? What happens if I get laid off? What if my kid gets sick? What if?
Yeah.
And then you miss today.
Yeah.
And then one day you wake up and you're 67 years old and you're like, I've wasted my life because I didn't live today.
Yeah. And then right after that, you started talking about the importance of staying in the Word. That was your second point. And you actually used this verse from Joshua's verse 8 from the first chapter there. It says, study this book of instruction continually, meditate on it day and night, so you will be sure to obey everything written in it. Only then will you prosper and succeed in all you do. I know you riffed off that verse quite a bit. Explain that to us a little bit more.
Well, I mean, everyone, right? I mean, probably everyone watching this wants to be successful.
Yeah.
I want to be a successful dad. I want to be a successful husband. I want to be a successful friend. I want to be a successful pastor and all this stuff. All of us want to be successful and prosper. However, let's just stop for a moment. Let God define prosperity and success for you. Not man.
Good.
I don't get to define that for you.
Yeah.
I don't know God's purpose and plan. The world can't define. The world has success and prosperity. I get all that stuff. But what does God mean that for you? And He says, if you do these 3 things, I promise you'll be successful. And that's the thing. There's so many promises in the Bible that most people won't claim them. Claim God's promises. And so He says, if you will talk about it, if you will think about it, and if you will obey my word, that's what it means to stay in the word. He said, I'll guarantee you'll be prosperous and successful on His terms.
Yeah.
Whatever prosperity and success looks for Him. So I just want to challenge you, man. Stay in the word. You're going through a tough time in your marriage, stay in the word. You're going tough times financially, stay in the word. You don't know what tomorrow holds, stay in the word. And I promise you, you will be successful.
And then coming right off of that, you're talking about stepping out, You talked about the story of the priest and how they're stepping into the water there. God, stops the water however many miles up. I can't remember what it was. Right. But talk a little bit about that for us.
Well, I love the word step out because he says that in Joshua 3, I think it was 15, he stepped into the water and step into. So many people they won't step into what they're afraid of. Step into it. And so what was so crazy about that is I love it because it's an action word, which means you got to do something. You got to put the plan that you got ready for together and do something with it. And so the priest had to step into the water that was overflowing. But what's fascinating, the Bible says that up in Adam, which is about 17, 18 miles north, is where God stopped the water.
Yeah.
So the priest had to stand there until the water stopped flowing for 18 to 19 miles. That's why I talked about extended faith. That sometimes you got to take a step in faith and put your foot in it. The waters may not look like they're going down, but it's coming because God will act on your obedience.
I know there was a quote that you had in the sermon. You said, courage doesn't mean you don't have fear. It's moving ahead in spite of your fear. I know for me that was really good. I just think that's such a great quote for maybe any of you guys that are watching online. A lot of times it's so easy to feel like you're not courageous just because you are afraid. You know?
I mean, come on, we all have fears. Yeah. All of us is afraid, and but you got to take that step of faith.
Yeah.
And if you just take that step, man, God will show up and show out in a great way.
All right, Petey. Well, we are at 5 minutes and 40 seconds. Come on.
That might be the shortest one.
It might be the shortest one.
We talked a little bit in the beginning before you kind of pushed it. But hey, it's okay.
That's true. That's what it was. A little skewed, but it's okay. But guys, hopefully you've enjoyed 5 Minutes of Faith. We had a blast being able to do this throughout this Fresh Faith series. We got a brand new series kicking off this next Sunday.
Listen, let me say this. Loveology, the study of love. It's going to be so much fun. Let me tell you, if you are single or single again, you don't want to miss this Sunday. This Sunday coming. If you are single or single again, you don't want to miss this one because it's going to be amazing. That's all I got to say. It's going to be the best message you've ever heard in your life on singleness and waiting and all this stuff or looking. It's going to be great.
And then the Sunday after that, we'll be hitting on dating. So if you're in a dating relationship, what does that look like to have a godly, healthy dating relationship? Talking about marriage on the 17th. Also, sneak peek. I think we're announcing this Sunday, but we're going to be having a special marriage night, kind of a little mini marriage conference on the 17th this February.
It's going to be
so married couples, make sure you get jumped in on that. We'll have more information coming out in the future. And then the last Sunday, word on the street is you're talking about sex, PD. The thing we don't talk about in church.
We are going to talk about it because you put it on the video that Pastor knows we're talking about sex.
See, we figured if we put it in the promo video, he has to talk about it, people. So hopefully you're excited. That'll be the last Sunday of the series.
Yeah, I mean, the whole world, everybody talks about it. The whole world talks about it. Well, the church, I mean.
And God does too.
God talks about it. I mean, listen, this is a great place. Bring your kids, bring your mom, bring everybody because, we're going to talk about it. Because, listen, think about it real quick. Don't jump in, just jump into it. The world has a definition for sex. Your friends at school, people at work, the movies, Hollywood, and let's just open up God's word and see what he has to say about it. So it's going to be good. It's going to be fun.
Awesome. Well, hopefully you guys are having an amazing day, and we will see you on Sunday. Peace out.
See ya.